What's up, everybody? We're back. A lot of COVID shit's been popping off with the nerd crew. COVID. We're just gonna slide right into it. We haven't
COVID eggs.
we haven't guys, we haven't been together for like a couple of weeks now. Like what, 3
Yeah,
weeks?
man. The holidays.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
The sicknesses.
Get down with the sickness to start stop. But
yeah, that's what we've been. We've been celebrating with our families and getting down with the sickness.
Yeah, but welcome back to forget about our personal stuff. Welcome back to another episode of Words with Nerds. This is issue 60. And as always, it is the Triple S crew. As you can see, we might have a different format, but we're still the same nerds. It is me, Sundance Kid himself, aka DJ.
It is me, Slick the Vic Rodriguez.
And what's up, guys? It's Space Case. Welcome back. It feels good to be back. I've been missing doing this. We actually we took a longer break than you guys might have noticed. We obviously pre-record a lot of the times, but we're live now. We figured switch it up. New year.
I don't like this. It's too much pressure. We're bound to fuck up. So please don't hold it against us. But if you can't see, over here at the top, we have top animes from 2021. Originally, it was because we were hoping that this would be our first episode of the new year of 2022. And what better way to start it off than looking back and seeing what we like the most from the past year. Guys, I don't know who wants to do what, or who wants to go first. I would prefer if your boy starts it off, Casale.
Casale, really, dude? I haven't heard that one before.
What are you talking about? I've said that like 8 times in previous episodes.
Man.
Can you put like a montage of me just calling you weird names?
I would love to one day do that, but right now I have to do a podcast real quick.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, so obviously we are doing top animes from 2021. So it's my week technically. I wanted to do more anime. That's my New Year's resolution for the podcast, is do more anime and animated things for the podcast. Marvel has snuck its way even into this one, but that's okay because we're always here for Marvel stuff. Even
every time we think we're out, they pull us right back.
Right? Oh my god,
it's the bread and butter, dude. It's just
dude. So I said, hey boys, let's find a 1-season brand new anime that came out in 2021 and talk about it. I love finding little sleeper series that people don't really know a whole lot about. And not that we're discovering anything groundbreaking or new. I mean, these definitely have huge viewerships, but they're just not in the mainstream. And I would like to, for as big or small as we are, kind of try to push that more into the mainstream, because I think these particular titles, they deserve the attention that they're not getting, in my opinion. So without further ado, we have 3 animes from each of us that we have deemed one of the top animes of 2021, brand new animes. It's a good chance to start a new series and get into something new. And that's exactly the point of the podcast. So I am actually going to let Mr. Slick the Vic Rodriguez kick things off. We were joking around because we were all like quarantined and trying to be healthy. I was like, can you please introduce yourself this week as Slick the Vic's Vapor Rub? I can't even say it, dude.
Oh, Slick the
Vic's Vapor Rub Rodriguez.
Yes. Oh, okay. I got it pulled up.
Spell this out.
What's up, guys? Welcome to issue 60 of Words with Nerds. As always, it's your host, the Sunday Quill Kid himself.
It's terrible.
Slick the Vic's Vapor Rub and Space COVID.
Jesus Christ.
So
Space COVID. I feel like we could have worked on that one.
I could have had a better name for myself. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest.
I don't know what goes on in your head, Vince.
A lot of nothing, apparently. Like literally just a bunch of crap that no one
it works. Who cares?
I just think of the TikTok where it's just one kid. It's just like my single brain cell. It's like a guy just like
That's me.
Just like that. That's your.
That is
brain.
definitely me. Anyways, let's get away from the topic at hand before I am further embarrassed. Let's go ahead and kick things off. Victor, bro, let's get it started and talk about your anime.
So it's not really an anime. It is kind of an anime.
Your animated series.
Mm-hmm. It's a Hulu original partnered with Marvel, and it is Hit Monkey. It's the Marvel show that we were talking about, starring Jason Sudeikis, George Takei, and I don't know who does the voice for the monkey, but it literally just follows what the show title explained, which is just a monkey trying to get revenge and getting kind of I'm blanking here because we're live. Kind of a legend going because he is like just a top killer and no one believes that a monkey is killing a bunch of criminals in Japan. And I thought the first episode was funny, and then keeping like watching the show, I'm just like, I'm really feeling for the monkey. So I actually really enjoyed it. It was something that I'm like, you know what? There's one season, I'll check it out. We're doing this little project, and I actually really, really liked it. It has a lot of funny moments in there too, just because Jason Sudeikis does a lot of the writing on it. So it was fun to watch because it's his humor on there. So I liked it. That's the one that I recommended you guys to watch. So what did you guys think of it?
Offhand, I mean, Jason Sudeikis definitely shines in this one. You could definitely tell it's his type of humor. He's got, it's not a weird sense of humor at all, but it's definitely a specific
quirky,
type of humor. Very quirky. Yeah. If you guys have seen Ted Lasso, it is kind of in that realm of humor.
I've seen Ted Lasso.
Yes, an iPhone. I get it.
They have iPhones and Ted Lasso. Yes, it's the current comedy.
It's an Apple TV show.
Comedy.
The poster, the poster he puts up in the first episode. Have you guys not seen this?
So, be live. We are live, David. So, anyways, yeah, it's Jason Sudeikis all the way, and it kind of has a little bit of like John Wick vibes to it as well. It's like Monkey Assassin meets John. Yeah, Monkey Assassin meets John Wick meets.
Oh, it's 100% John Wick.
It's John Wick the
he's
monkey.
He's wearing
it's
a fucking cool suit, dude.
Yeah,
he's
John
absolutely
Wick
John Wick.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so that's kind of the overall. It's kind of the overall theme of this show. I thought it was awesome.
Oh yeah,
a lot of really cool anime. It's not anthology, but the episodes play out kind of in an anthology format with the storyline behind it always progressing. Like every episode, you get a new villain in a sense.
Yeah,
and it's kind of cool.
A lot of random shit. What about you, DJ?
This is real fucking random, but I mean, like you said, man, Jason Sudeikis kind of has like this quick-witted, like he's very quick and he's very witty and very quirky and kind of shows in the writing, especially. I want him to do more stuff in the future, dude, because I enjoy everything this guy does. He did a rom-com like I wanted a couple of years back with like Allison Brie, who plays Annie Edison, but we try not to sexualize her. The movie is called Sleeping with Other People, though. So
yeah,
she gets a little sexualized in that.
He was in We the Millers too.
Yeah.
Horrible Bosses.
And,
Horrible
Bosses. Yeah, Horrible Bosses. SNL.
Jason Sudeikis and tons of stuff.
I just watch interviews with him sometimes, just because that dude is just so like he's very humble. He's very cool. But this took on like it was like very funny, but it also kind of had this darker undertones to it. But it never took itself too seriously, which is nice.
It was cool because you see the comedic spin in like in a redemption story, because the whole thing is a redemption story, like all throughout, like John Wick, with a monkey and a ghost. It's really weird, but it's funny just hearing, because Jason Sudeikis plays like the Obi-Wan Kenobi like ghost character for the monkey to show him, because that's his name, it's just monkey. So it's funny just seeing that like quick wit, because he's just like, there's other shit. He's like, what was it when there's a shootout? He's like, oh shit. He's like, yo, I'm fine. Like, you should totally put that on for protection, though. Like, there's like an old school helmet, and he just puts it on. I thought I don't know. It was just funny watching the whole show. I liked it, and I like it because it's my sense of humor. You know what I mean? So I was afraid you guys would not like the show.
No, I liked it. It was just it was gory.
Yeah,
it is gory. Yeah, I really like the animation style. Even the artwork for all the promo that they did was really cool. I've got it on the thumbnail for YouTube this week. That's the cover of Hitmonkey. I just those like vibrant colors, bold lines. I mean, very cool. The animation in the actual show is a little kind of watered down from that, but it's still very visually appealing as well.
It was the frame rates for me.
Yeah,
like it was the frame rates for the show. Like it didn't make it look overly animated, which sometimes happens when people try to make try to adapt comics or like make animated shows in general. They try to lean too heavy on anime aspects, and it kind of just loses itself in that part of the production, and sometimes other parts of the show will suffer because of that. So like that, the voice acting, or the soundtrack, or just the overall plot. Sometimes people forget that, like, it's great that it's visually stunning, but make sure that you have something worthwhile to watch. And Hitmonkey had that in spades, where the voice acting was great, soundtrack was cool, like, and Sudeikis was just shit.
Yeah. Well,
absolutely.
That's all I kind of wanted to say about the show. I was happy that you guys liked it. I'm happy that we all can agree Jason Sudeikis deserves more. Like, I love watching those interviews with him, honestly. When he talks about SNL too, it's actually really cool. I don't know if you've ever seen those interviews with him, where it's him and John Mulaney have a sit down and they talk about all their SNL days. So I always love seeing him in something that he actually does a lot of writing in, because I feel like he's a very talented writer. So I hope this show gets a second season, honestly, because I know a lot of the ones that we're going to be talking about, they might not get one just, because of the...
Oh, mine definitely didn't.
Yeah, the viewer gods. Yeah, it fucking blows. I can't wait to talk about yours, but the viewer gods and the streaming gods, sometimes they're very fucking spiteful. But I'm done with mine. Who wants to go next as I pop open this Dragon's Milk?
Well, since you can't wait for DJ's topic, why don't we have DJ go next? DJ, you've got an anime that kind of changed the pacing as far as these three picks go from the three of us. So it was a nice break for me, kind of going from like two action animated series to kind of like a more laid back, almost slice of life kind of thing. What was your pick, my friend?
So I saw your choices and I was like, okay, shit. Hitmonkey goes hard in the paint. Super gory, super violent, hyper violent to a point. And then I saw Super Crooks and I was like, okay, awesome. I'll let you get to your pick when we talk about
it. It's all good.
But
they know what's coming.
Very heist-like. Very, very also kind of light, like they're high stakes, but like not end of the world high stakes or anything like that. At least from my perspective. Yours might be different, so take that with a grain of salt. I just wanted something that was kind of light, because I've been watching a lot of like hard in the paint shit and like very very heavy topics and everything, and I was like, let me find something that's just like chill, because very rarely do you see that in animes nowadays. There's always like very high stakes. There's no really slice of life type deals going on, and I think for me, Blue Period was kind of cool because I remember seeing it at a store, and I just remember like the manga. I remember seeing the manga in the store. I really liked the cover art for it, which I think was probably a big sale to Netflix when they picked it up to make it into a series. Or not, I mean, when they were pitching it to Netflix to stream. Like the artwork it's beautiful. But just
it better be, bro. It better be named Blue Period. Like the whole concept behind this show.
The whole concept,
better look good.
So of course, you have the main character, Yaguchi, uh, kind of a popular guy, but he's kind of skating by. He's got good grades. He's like popular, but not like super popular. He's not like the number one popular guy in the school or whatever. And like, but he's kind of just like, just kind of coasting. Like he's not really passionate about anything. Also high school student because it's an anime, so he's like 17 or 18. Which I don't get, but whatever. Like, damn, can these guys be in college at some point? But one day he just kind of gets into art, or he sees a picture, and he's just like, "Oh shit, it's beautiful," and like, of course, super dramatic, transcends time and space for him, and suddenly he's just like, "I'm into art, like I want to paint," and from there, that's when shit just kind of goes nuts in the span of 12 episodes, which I'll get to that in a second. But we also see other supporting characters like Haruka, Yodaisuke, the love interest that I thought was going to be the love interest, but didn't end up being, Ryuji, which I was confused about, but whatever.
To continue David's
He's like, I'll be right back.
To continue David's thing, it was a really, I liked it because it was a really, welcome to live shit. It was a really good slice of life one. And I was just like, it took me a minute to get into it because it was that pace, you know what I mean? Because me and Vince here, we picked like super violent shit.
I know,
like
guys,
I thought of,
sorry
about that.
but my grandma cooked me food. So.
Oh, that's adorable. We love it.
Awesome.
That's what you get when you tune in to Words with Nerds, man. You get just no filter on anything.
There's zero filter.
Zero filter. Yeah.
All right, so back to what I was saying is basically the plot kind of sounds like, if you just take one or two things out, it sounds like a lot of different animes that you've seen in the past, where reluctant or fairly likable guy who's kind of skating through life suddenly finds a passion of something and works incredibly hard to be the best at it.
What makes, in your opinion, what makes this stand out? Because you said it's a lot like other animes. So what made this one stand out to you and brought it to one of your top animes of 2021?
First off, don't talk to me like that when people are watching. And second, I'm just kidding. So nothing about the plot at all really stood out to me, because when I read it, I was just like, okay, this sounds like I just said. But when I watched the trailer and I saw the art, I was like, holy shit, this looks incredible. Obviously I have to watch it for this. Like 90% of the stuff that I watch, either one of three things is going to keep me hooked, which is either the writing, the cinematography, or like the artwork in general, and the acting. Which, I mean, obviously all three of those things, if you have it in spades, great. But this, I was less focused on the plot sometimes because it was just moving too fast for me. Like, there are some episodes where I'm just like, you could scale this out, or you could scale this out to an arc and not just one episode. Like, there were like episodes 3 through 5 get really heavy, which I was like, fuck, it's supposed to be slice of life, but it gets a little heavy, and like there's some topics and themes in there where you're just like, oh shit. I know some people had a problem with the adaptation for the anime to the manga. The manga was like really big.
What kind of problems? Like they just didn't incorporate
faithfulness,
the same concept?
Right? Like there was a certain amount of like faithfulness that wasn't brought to the screen apparently for a lot of people. But I'm just like, well, they only gave them 12 episodes, and respectfully, there's also the same amount in the manga. Like there's the same amount, but you can do a lot with like one issue or one volume of a manga. than you can with like when you try to translate it to an anime.
Mhm.
Like you can do a lot with 12 volumes of manga than you can 12 issues of a manga than you can with 12 episodes of an anime because you're like on a time constraint.
Mhm.
But like with mangas, you can like you can have like what 120 pages or something. That's like 5 episodes.
Yeah, it's a lot of
there.
content.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
they kind of rushed the content that they could have stretched out. And
yeah, exactly, man. Like episodes 1 through 3 could have been like a arc by itself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, on a sad note, I mean, this anime didn't get renewed for a second season. I believe it got canceled by Netflix. But it is a good like one and done kind of limited series, I guess you would call it at this point. So it's kind of good they didn't try to stretch all that out and they kind of shoved it all in one season, because if they try to stretch it out and they left anything out, I feel like there would be even more backlash on not staying true to the anime. At least they like shoved everything they could into it. It's almost like they knew they're like, we just got to get this out and call it a day.
So it was a gamble by Netflix for sure.
Right, but the pacing was just and that's where you get like the whole business meets art, or business meets like the artists and stuff like that, where it's like if you give them their artistic freedom, you let them do their thing, they probably could have had a hit on their hands, but instead I felt like they were probably rushed through and had to make time restrictions and like constraints and stuff like that. And it's sad because I was really getting into it, and then when it was like, "Are you still there?" on Netflix, I only had 1 episode left, so I was like, "What the fuck?"
Of course, I'm still here.
Of course, I'm still here. But like, I don't think there's been a time when Netflix has asked me, "Are you still there?" and like I wasn't there, or like I was about to go to sleep or something. When they asked me if I'm still there, yeah, bitch, I'm still there. Let me watch Vampire Diaries.
Oh my god! Shout out Vampire Diaries.
Shout out TVD.
This was an anime. I think out of the 3 picks we have here today, this is definitely like the most recognized one, because this has a huge following behind the manga. When it dropped on Netflix, it was kind of being plugged and promoted. I saw it in was it in the top 10?
Yeah.
At one point when it came out,
it wasn't.
No, maybe like trending anime or something like that. I definitely saw this in some sort of category where they have the top,
the homepage and shit like that.
It had to be like trending anime or something like that.
It might have been.
But they were definitely plugging this and trying to get views on it. So
it was with there with Don't Look Up too. I remember that.
Absolutely, yeah. It came out a couple weeks ago. But I mean, overall, and we'll get your guys' opinions as well, because I'm curious to see what you guys thought overall. But I thought this did a pretty good job as far as a slice of life. Usually the slice of life animes don't really get as much traction because they are a lot more laid back, and it's just not really what people are looking for the majority of the time. You have to be in a specific mood to watch these slice of lives. But I definitely thought it was a very visually appealing show to watch. The story was very mature and thought out. A lot of symbolism and callbacks to Van Gogh himself. I mean, the whole Blue Period thing in itself, we haven't even talked about that. So, I mean, if you didn't get it already, the Blue Period they're talking about Van Gogh's Blue Period with the artistry. But yeah, very just like chill, nicely executed, one and done season of a manga turned into an anime. So what about you guys? What did you guys feel on the first and only season of this one?
Victor, you can go first.
I thought it was beautiful. I like art. And I'm a big fan of slice of life ones. So like one of my favorite
such a simple man. I love it.
I like art.
I like those kind of anime. I like any anime. You guys know me. You could see in the background of my fucking room, of my office. I'm a big anime fan, so anything I can kind of get into, I do dig it. I did like the themes behind the show. Very much doing what you want to do to make you happy. That was what I loved about it. And the fact that emotion really did play a big part of it, like conveying that emotion, conveying those feelings. And if you truly appreciate it, you'll see it. I loved that. And it's kind of a shame. I didn't know, so I didn't do research beyond watching what we all put. So it's kind of a shame finding out like that it's not getting a second season.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a shame.
I think mine might be the only one with hope
that got renewed.
Yeah,
it might be renewed, and I don't know, man.
I got a theory why, but I'll tell you.
Yeah, I guess let's move on and get into the third and final one then. So I picked a show called Super Crooks. It's on Netflix right now, and this is what you get when you watch Super Crooks. So Super Crooks, it's a superhero-based anime based off the comic book. Comic book was made by Mark Miller, and now it's turned into an adaptation on Netflix as of November something. The main character is Johnny Bolt, and we follow him as he discovers his powers in high school. Much like other origins of superheroes, he's kind of like a nerdy kid. He's getting bullied, and his powers finally give him the confidence to not only stand up to the bully of the show, but also shoot his shot with his crush.
So one day, the crowd, if you will,
stand above the crowd, literally above a crowd. So one day he flies into a local pool, and he starts trying to be a hero, trying to play a hero, but he's got fresh powers, and he instantly finds out that he does not have a handle on these powers because he unleashes a huge electric shock into the pool, killing the bully and also like 20 other kids in the pool.
And like 14 pigs.
Yeah, and it just unleashes a trigger of events in the town. One thing leads to another, and he kills other people on accident as well. So it is definitely a dark humor anime kind of thing. But we flash forward in the first episode, and we see Johnny now as an adult in prison, in the Supermax prison with other super villains. And we thought we were following a hero in the first episode, but we are actually following a super crook. So I instantly fell in love with this anime. It was just scrolling through one day on Netflix and found this one. The animated style caught my attention, which is normally like one of the first things I look for is the type of animation. That is, if I don't like the animation, I can't stick to it. I don't know what it is, no matter how good the story is. So this one, definitely in my opinion, has some great drawings and definitely very visually appealing. Excuse me. The theme song, oh my god, what do you guys think about the theme song?
Oh dude, it slaps.
Oh my god, every time the theme song came out, we were dancing on the couch like.
I was like,
it's just. It's so groovy. Oh my! If you guys don't watch the anime, please just watch it for the theme song, if anything else. And I hope you guys find a new bop. It's such a good song. I love it. It reminds me of Jujutsu Kaisen, the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen, with all them like all the characters dancing and stuff. And it's funny as hell, man. There's definitely some humor in this. This is actually in the same universe as another Netflix show that dropped last May.
Yeah.
I didn't even catch this until after I completely finished the series, just, looking up some more behind the scenes kind of info that I can, further educate myself about for, this whole thing. And it finally clicked. There's a group of good guys, right? The Union of Justice. They're like, every comic series has this kind of group. It's like a knockoff version of the Justice League. Yeah. So they've got the Union of Justice in this series. Yeah. The main dude, I was like, I recognize this guy. Why does he look so familiar? Right? And Jupiter. Sure enough, he's in a show called Jupiter's Legacy. And you guys may remember that show. It came out. It's live action back in like May of last year, 2021.
Yeah.
And it's the same universe, same writer. I had no idea that they had their own little universe going on. Which
Mark Miller, man.
This is another thing that I absolutely love. Is I love just like Invincible, we talked about Invincible before, finding these little mini universes and learning all the new characters and ins and outs and politics and everything going on in the universe.
It's fun.
Because it's super fun, man.
Yeah. I see what you did there. That's good.
We talk about Marvel and DC a lot of the times, and yes, those are huge comic corporation industries, whatever you want to call them. And to find these smaller ones like Invincible and Super Crooks, and to learn that they have their own universes too, even the boys, like it's so much fun to see different iterations of superheroes in different universes that aren't a part of Marvel and DC. So another really fun reason why I like this show. What did you guys think? First impressions. What do you guys think?
So I will say I like the animation the most out of this one, because it does remind me of like those classic. Yeah, DJ knows what I'm talking about. Those classic like 80s, 90s animes,
dude.
Like that nice ratio where you're just like, oh, I like this. This is like, it's like I fucking dug it, dude. Like I saw that animation, I was just like, all right. I was like, Vince picked a good one from animation standpoint. And then when I started watching the episodes, like, oh, dude, I was watching it with Amanda, my wife. You guys know, I was watching it, and she was like hooked into it the same time. We were both just like, and then when it gets more into the show, you find out like it's like Johnny Bolt, the main guy, the bad guy. He's so likable, dude. Like, you know, he's a bad guy, but he's so fucking likable, dude.
Yeah, but that's the trend. That's the trend nowadays, where we root. It's not even a trend now. It's just gotten more popular. But
yeah,
we've talked about this on here. We like to root for the anti-heroes, the bad guys, the ones that have been shunned. We literally got this whole dude's backstory.
Yeah,
how fucking tragic that shit was.
Yeah,
and everybody else, he was this big time crook, this big time villain, right? But like, he's charismatic. He's almost like George Clooney in Ocean's 11. Like, dude, he's very charismatic. He's kind of this cool leader dude that everybody can go to about their stuff, and like the other crooks are fun to watch too. I mean, I was just like, Casey,
instantly
likable, and Gladiator. Like,
yeah, dude, watching it, even like the second episode, when I got into like the second and third episode, watching him just hang out with his super villain buddies, I instantly thought, I'm like, that's me and my fucking friends.
That's us. That's the three of us idiots. Yeah, trying to pull up heists and always failing and stuff.
Yeah, we're like super villains or like crooks, because they're not even. It's really cool that I like that too. I'll get off my thing in a second. It's really cool how they establish like there are some people that are like superheroes and super like people, and then there are the super villains, and then there's like that level of who they are, where it's like kind of like in the beginning you just see it's just a dude that's like, he knows he has a skill that like is not, he has a thing that makes him just that much above a normal person. And I will say one thing, I did like the inclusion of the Supermax prisons and like that system. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone that's watching this, but I did like that, where they first explained like in a like the cops aren't really that, like they were friendly to everyone. I love that, dude. That was one of my favorite scenes. But I'll stop. No.
There's so much to unpack in this one, but we'll try to keep it short and spoiler free, because I genuinely think, aside from this being my pick, I definitely think this is one of those sleeper anime kind of series.
Absolutely.
Yes, Victor.
I agree with you, but I am also wearing this sweater because of the show, because the voice actor of Johnny Bolt is also the same voice actor for my favorite JoJo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He is the voice actor for Jotaro Kujo.
Yeah, absolutely. They did a really good job with this one. I mean, all three of these picks are definitely worthy of a watch. In their own right. They all have their own styles and just great writing all together. I mean, whether it's Jason Sudeikis, whether it's a super smart and witty artistic variation of Van Gogh meets anime, or it's comic book based animation on Netflix now.
It's you and your buddies
They're all
playing.
awesome. Honestly, I think all three of our picks were really solid for this week.
Yeah.
Super Crooks, man. There's so many likable characters.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys have any favorite characters in Super Crooks? Because there's a handful of them, and they're all really fun to watch.
I liked so I like Gladiator. I like Salamander. I mean, just picking like I feel like if we're just picking like Johnny or Casey or like
I like the bastard.
The bastard was cool. Yeah, I like the bastard.
Very
Kind of
artistic.
like a kingpin, right?
Right. Like it's very like it's cool. I just really like that show because it just they never felt like the villains.
They really
Like,
didn't. No, they never
at
feel
no
like
point did these people feel like villains to me. Like they just felt like we're just looking on the other side. Yeah, like they're crooks.
Yeah.
they're not
even
villains,
stealing
really.
for like they're not even stealing for like evil or nefarious purposes or anything. They're stealing
They got
because
bills,
they're just like,
dude.
right. They're just like, hey man, we got
Yeah.
bills to pay. They're not over like world domination or no shit like that. They're just like, let me get paid. We're gonna
They're like,
chill.
listen, I'm trying to just pay for a wedding. That's all Rob
You know
is
what I
thinking.
mean? Like, all right, cool. So Johnny's just on another level. So I don't even count him. He's like OP in terms of like main character status. That was
Very
probably
likable.
my only problem with Super Crooks is that they probably could have fleshed out some of the other crooks a little bit more. But next season, God willing,
Maybe. Maybe.
let's hope.
I do know that a second season is in talks. There is more there's more content that hasn't been brought out from the Super Crooks vault yet, and the reception on this one was awesome. It got a little bit over a 7.5 out of 10 from average rating, and then Rotten Tomatoes gave this 100%, bro.
It's beautifully done, dude.
Like,
it's like
that's what I'm saying. This is a sleeper. I feel like no one really knows about Super Crooks, but once again, I would love to plug this and the others because they deserve the spotlight.
So when you suggested it, I actually remember being like, I saw that on my suggested thing. I wanted to see both of your picks. I was like, I saw those on my suggested on Netflix. I'll check them out. And then when you guys said it, I'm just like, okay, so now I have like a more of a reason to check them out. There's like this 2-week period. And
Did
then
you really?
It's been about 2 weeks.
No, I mean, like, did you saw them on there? Like,
yeah, absolutely. That's what I was saying earlier with even Blue Period. I
Absolutely.
saw Blue Period suggested as like one of the top ones. I was like, okay. So I was assuming that your Blue Period pick was I'm guessing people watching probably recognize that one the most.
Mm-hmm. It was interesting because like I will say out of the two, the one that I fell towards more is probably Super Crooks. No, dude, I love Blue Period. I did. I enjoyed it, and it's really funny that you said that because when I went to Barnes and Noble today to buy some manga for the library, I remember seeing that. I'm like, that's cool. Like the Blue Period, like, that's such cool that they have the volumes here. I should buy them just to whip it out. And then I was like, I'd rather look for Super Crooks, and I just couldn't find it. And then when I got, I don't know, something about like just the animation, the fact that Johnny was so goddamn likable. Like he's on that level of like Kakashi or like Jugo or Aizawa in anime, like where it's like you look at the guy, you're like, you're just fucking cool, dude. Like, is that part of your power? Like, it's electricity, and then you're cool, right? Like, that's like it's a 2-set right here. Mm-hmm. It like I fell in love with your pick. I like your pick over my goddamn pick. Like, I wish I was the one who found that, and I would have been like, "Oh, you're talking about a fucking monkey? Watch this."
You always do that. Anytime we do something, we always we'll be in the group chat, and we'll be like, "All right, guys, what's the topic?" And we'll say it, and then me and Vince right away will always be like, "Oh, I got this. Oh, I got that," and then Victor, who never ever responds first or says his pick first, is always just like, "Damn it, I was gonna pick that." I love when that happens because it's just like, tough shit, kid.
So
get out of your comfort zone.
Try again.
I will say this, out of the group chat originally, out of this pick, out of all picks, because I remember we all picked ours, and I was like, I'll do Hitmonkey. I'm like, who the fuck does not think that's cool? That's going to be the cool one we're going to talk about. And then I
It
was
definitely
like,
was.
I was like, damn. I was like watching Blue Period. I'm just like, damn, Vince. I hope to God he didn't pick something like this deep, where I'm just like, man, I missed the tone of that chat. And then I watched Vince's. I'm like, all right, so I didn't miss the tone. I'm just like, I'm watching it. I'm just like, I don't even know. Like, it was one of those animes. So yours, David, I watched it and I was legitimately like, I love this because I appreciate it. Like, I'm like,
I felt very astute watching it.
Same.
Like
You had to pay attention.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to pay attention. Yes.
I had to sit there and I'm just like, I did smoke. I was a social smoker too. Like, just like one of those moments where I'm just like,
I used to do that in school. Yeah.
And then watching Super Crooks, I was just like, holy fuck. Like, I was
Takes
just
you
like,
to a different world.
Yeah, it takes me to a different world. And I was like, I was just amazed because it kind of put me in that seat, especially within episode 3 or 2 when they sat down all together, when his friends were there when he got out of jail.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
That was
Did you see it right
definitely
away?
a spoiler.
It's like episode 1.
When he was like out of jail, I was like putting my phone on silent. When he was out of jail and his buddies were there with chicken wings, beer, and pizza, and they're all supervillains too.
Yeah.
I was fucking I was like, dude, this is weirdly relatable because that's kind of how you want to hang out with your friends when you haven't seen them in a while. So
I'm sure that's the first thing you want to do getting out of prison. Yeah,
when the guy had a watch, and I'm just like, I did get a new watch too. I hope someone does.
You're like, I have a watch. It's so relatable.
I loved it. So
He breathes, I breathe.
Oh my god.
It breathes eyes, but I was so happy that you both introduced these two because I know Amanda is actually rewatching them because I watched them. I had to watch them straight through, so she only caught bits and pieces of it. I had to. So she's watching it right now. I'm actually going to catch it with her because we're also rewatching another anime, Record of Ragnarok. But dude, thank you both for introducing me to that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the very least, I'm glad to have introduced you two to some new anime. And I thank you so much for introducing me to some new shows as well. So hopefully you guys have found at least one of these interesting and you guys check them out and you enjoy them. If you guys have anime that you want us to check out and maybe even review, definitely let us know in the comments, or text us or DM us if you know us on a personal level like that.
Fuck that.
Don't ever do that.
That was rude as hell, dude.
Fuck that. I hate everybody.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Vince. Please continue.
I was kind of done.
With inviting people to message us.
Really good time.
I'm just kidding, guys. We love you. Look, I'm the only curmudgeon of this group. Everybody else is fine. Vince, you're supposed to do the thing.
What am I doing?
Well, you intro me and then I outro us. It's kind of our thing. You say, you do the Sundance want to take us out, and then I do the, like the Mr. Rogers thing, or just recap. You always do it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it myself.
He's setting you up for that, is what he's saying. He's like, Lucy, David, you got some exiting to do.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm just gonna do it myself.
What? Who is that?
Watch the last 50 episodes and you'll figure it out. Now,
I am so lost.
You actually do set us up for
you kind of sound like a space case.
No, I know, which is exactly what I'm going to do right now. So, you know what, guys? We appreciate you guys watching. It's a good start to 2022.
First save of 2022 right there.
Yeah.
Cheers to that, dog.
I like that.
We really got
no, seriously.
potatoes of it.
We didn't even do meat and potatoes this episode.
Oh
my god, what are we doing?
I just
Season
put it
4.
in.
As you pointed out,
is a disaster
I'll
already.
Put it in, bro. Don't worry.
We plugged it in. Don't worry.
Anyways,
well, DJ, why don't you go ahead and take us out?
I gotta play with.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what I don't know what it is.
I don't know how to host a podcast anymore.
I've never done it before. Whatever.
I had a bunch of Christmas fun time, and now I lost my mind.
I got COVID now. All of a sudden, I'm tripping.
COVID is crazy right now. Sorry.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this off the rails, falls off the walls type fucking episode. Our first one of 2022. For anybody that's watching and for anybody that's going to be watching in the future, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting us. As always, it's your favorite nerds. It's the Triple S crew. We're signing off. It's me, Sundance Kid himself, aka DJ.
It is me, Slick the Vic Rodriguez.
And it's me, Space Case. Thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time.